numbers. Like none of these people are dancers. Well, some of them, obviously some of the background people are. I'm sure some of them do have a background in dance, but Christian Bale is not a dancer, which he kind of proves in this movie as well. Very, very strange decision for Christian Bale on this one. Not for him. I'm sure that he did it, but why they grabbed him. But hey, he's young and handsome, I guess. Yeah. That's really all you need for this.
Yeah, he's got a presence. I mean, even now his New York accent is not good. And like the part that I'm thinking, we were talking about him not being a dancer. Like I have like really big in one of my notes is what is he doing during the Santa Fe song where he's like doing the horse dance thing? Like there's some really goofy shit going on there. But he's still pretty. I mean, he's very charismatic, even at 17 years old. Like, he has a lot of charisma.
I'd have followed him. I'd have fucking gone on strike with him too. Like 100%.
Right, you can believe that.
That fucking lopsided smile of his. Yep. He tells me, "Hey, come on, Davey boy, let's go. I'm in 100%. Yeah. Fuck it. All right, let's talk about the music. So our opening number is "Carrying the Banner," and that's I think probably one of the best known songs of this musical. Started as a movie, adapted for stage play in 2012. So it is a touring musical still. And this one is basically we're waking up. We are excited about a new day of being poor newsboys. There's a slight interlude of some nuns giving them bread and coffee, and then they go about their day. How do you feel about this song? Like I said, this is the big one. This is the one that really brings you into this musical. It's kind of laying down the train tracks of where this is going to go later on.
Okay, so you were talking about one of the things you said is that for a musical, you have to have your song sequenced and spaced properly. And so, like, I guess I wasn't expecting one to start. I mean, we're like a minute into the movie when they start this. But I really like how, like, the way they naturally build to this song is they're talking. Because what are the opening line? Is it talking about, it begins with,
that's my cigar, you'll steal another.
That's my cigar. Yeah, you're my cigar. You're a cigar. Where they're talking about cigars. And then, like, it almost like it's faking you out. Like, they go back to kind of talking and then more people come in and sing. I really like this one. I mean, it got me. I immediately from the beginning, and again, maybe this one carried enough that I like was more kind to some of the later songs that like, this one got over. And I would tell you something else I realized watching this last night. I am a sucker. I mean, obviously I love like pre-1900, like Western, but like I'm a huge fan of period pieces that take place between like 1900 and before World War II. Like that era of American history, like that is a period that I love movies or anything about. So right away, I'm pretty hooked with like the dress style, the newsboy caps and the choreography, but it's a great song. It's big. And I think it sets the tone for the rest of the movie. And again, I like the way, I guess one of my big complaints with musicals has always been like, and I get that it's the point of musicals, but like, it is just weird to me when people just break into song in the middle of like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. But I like how this one builds into it with the cigar. And then, like I said, then it's like, there's kind of some chatter for a bit where it doesn't quite get into the song yet.
Everybody's they're waking up. It starts with somebody, the old man comes into the Bay Area there and starts like waking up the newsboys and saying, "Come on, you got to get up, you got to get going." And then the song bit by bit starts adding more and more people to it. You see more and more characters. You're not really introduced to them, but you will be seeing them later on. And then it builds into the full ensemble cast outside singing and dancing, and really, brings it into like from we're starting our day in the morning to now we're going to pick up the newspapers and start our working day. So, like I said, a great number that they did with this one. Yes, this generally is how a lot of musicals start, is with a big opening number of some kind. And this will happen. I don't know if you watched, Frozen. That one had for most Disney movies, I would consider, like especially the animated ones, I would consider musicals in one way or another. I know the definition of musical gets argued about by musical people all the time. Some people think that if there's any dialogue that it shouldn't be considered a musical. Some people don't want to consider anything just because it has a couple of original songs in it. I'm a person who says that South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut is a musical. Fucking deal with it. There's like a lot of original songs in there, and they are part of the storyline, and they're necessary to the storyline. That's a musical. Oh,
and I guess, again, when I said I didn't know I was going to get right into it, I'm not as well versed on musicals, so I didn't realize that it was like, I mean, and it's funny you bring up the Disney movies and the definition of what makes a musical, because I am aware that like, I love the Disney, like the old animated Disney movies. Like obviously I have said before on my show, huge fan. And I guess you're right. They do. I mean, they always start with some sort of giant musical piece, but I guess when we're talking live action, I think of something different. And again, that's just me. Like I don't watch enough of them.
Don't worry. Stick with me, Eric. We'll run through some stuff. We'll do some,
all right.
We'll do some Golden Age stuff. We'll do Pirates of Penzance. It'll be great. Okay. So carrying the banner, we meet